Hello, my name is Electrolium, and today I'm going to be showing you this selection module. And Mumbo Jumbo did a video about his, where he built it and he challenged people to make it smaller. So I took his original design, which had the same module down here, which is the selector module. So you can see it uses the selector from this. I should probably explain this. So the goal of it is to be a contraption on-off. So you can see I have the first page of instructions, a little note on the second page. Then the next 8 pages, you can hear the pistons firing in the background, are the contraptions that you can turn on and off. So, say I want to turn on contraption 5, I switch to contraption 5, it shows me that it's off. I can press this button to toggle it, it's now on. Let's say go to contraption 6, it's also off. Let's just skip it. 7, off. Let's turn it on. Okay. And then if you come over here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is on, and 7 is on. But if I go to one, say like 2, which we saw was off, it's off. And if you come over here, these are still outputting to whatever farms or contraptions you'd like. So I hinted at this earlier, but the way it works, if you have the signal from the lectern, which is the page selector, coming down here and running to this very slightly modified line selector, and this line selector outputs 1, which pushes this up, and what this does is it pushes the signal in here, so it tells the output line, so your display, which one is selected, and then this concrete dust tells it which one to put in to this output area. So it does that, and that's what the selector line does. But then the rest of this here is used for displaying and or setting these bits. So when this is selected and you press the button, it uses this circuit up here to cycle through this piston. So if we select, say, contraption 3, and if I press this button, you'll be able to see the pistons fire. So you can see this flips up, and then underneath this row of repeaters, there is a row of filled cauldrons that activate this. So our output line is now set. But down here, you may notice this weird thing with these comparators, and this is just used to transmit the signal along very compactly without blocking any of these signal entrances, because the signal comes in there and then gets pushed down if there's a block there. So it would power this, and then it has a signal strength of 3, so it'd go 1, 2, 3, and also activate this. But this would be higher, so this one is off, so it would go 1, 2, 3 and activate this repeater, which would flip the lamp. So you can see right now it says it's on, but if we toggle it again, here you can see the signal strength is just barely enough to get to this repeater, which will then send it in and set the display. If we switch to something like, say, 8, you can see it comes in here, hits this repeater, which then just pushes it down to the next one all the way in. So this is expandable up to, I believe, 13 contraptions, only because we have to have the 2 instruction pages. We could get rid of one of them by just moving this over slightly, but the other one is necessary to split these lines, because this one has to be 1 less, and if we have a block here, we need to have some way of getting that signal up. So that's what the reason that we have 2 instruction pages instead of the 1 original that Mumbo had. So the differences between my design and his are, his had this one here, so that's the same. Then his had the same design. So I basically copied his design and then modified it to make it smaller. And that sounds easy, but it was not, because his original design had this row of cauldrons here, so this got moved here, this piston was here, all this section, it's in the gold and red, and the cauldrons, everything here except the comparators was 1 block over, and then this output line was only 1, and he had a row of repeaters here. So, yeah, so I'm going to throw that together quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So if I grab some of this, and sure, why not? Block, not sand, that's going to end badly. So his was set up so that if he had his redstone line running here, ignore the fact that I'm using Podzol, this is not recommended. And then his comparators were here. So these comparators were the same up here. But then he also had repeaters here, which fed into the blocks that were placed down, so that when they were activated, by say something being in them, they would push down. But whenever there wasn't anything there, it wouldn't. So this is how his was set up. I'll just destroy this quick. Pick up my precious Podzol. And then I took it and shoved this all back in one, so I could make this a 5x10 design instead of the original 6x10. And this is the same length, by the way, or same depth, but it's this one less width because I was able to move these outputs, which stick out on his, in one, to resolve putting all this circuitry packed together and doing sketchy things like having 3 redstone lines like this. And yeah, that's the basics of how it works, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.